The first feeding of colostrum and the antibodies it contains significantly affect the animal's future milk production. Proper colostrum management is an area of untapped potential on most dairy farms. New research shows that when more antibodies are present in a calf's first feeding, the more milk the animal will produce as a mature cow. The antibodies found in colostrum are absorbed into the calf's bloodstream, forming an early foundation of the calf's immune system, crucial to the animal's health and well-being throughout its entire life. The coloQuick-Colostrum feeding method will improve over time the milk production in any herd, regardless of present production. Let's examine the 4 factors that determine the quantity of antibodies that a young calf absorbs. The quantity of colostrum, its quality, temperature, and timelessness of feeding. The first prerequisite for the calf to absorb a large amount of antibodies is the availability of a sufficient amount of clean colostrum. Calves must be fed at least 4 quarts of colostrum on first feeding. Second, the colostrum must contain a high quantity of antibodies, 50 grams per liter or higher. It is necessary that the colostrum feeding temperature is as close to the calf's body temperature as possible, never higher or lower. For the best absorption of antibodies, the calf should be fed colostrum as soon as possible after birth. After just a few hours, the antibodies tend to be effective only locally in the intestine. When the calf ingests the colostrum, it runs via the esophageal groove into the abomasum, where the colostrum is digested, leaving the immunoglobulins, whey proteins, lactose, and minerals to rapidly pass into the small intestine. The antibodies are absorbed in the intestines by a combination of receptors and openings present in the intestinal wall. These processes are known as passive transfer of immunity. The ability to absorb the antibodies declines drastically during the first hours after the birth, when the intestinal wall openings close. When the antibodies enter the bloodstream, they isolate and dissolve harmful bacteria. In order to ensure the highest transfer of passive immunity, the above-mentioned 4 factors must be optimized. The quality of colostrum varies enormously, even within the same herd. In fact, a large percentage of colostrum doesn't contain enough immunoglobulins to be fed on first feeding. If you feed the colostrum directly from mother to calf, then its quality, the quantity of antibodies, will be completely random and will influence the animal's dairy production for the rest of her life. coloQuick solves this problem. The coloQuick system is based on consistent use of an on-demand frozen colostrum bank. The dairy producer collects and tests the quality of colostrum with a simple and quick test. The highest quality colostrum is poured into 4 quarts of coloQuick containers. If you want to be sure not to transfer harmful bacteria to the calf, you can pasteurize the colostrum pre-freezing. Then you need a coloQuick Pasteur. After pasteurizing is completed, the coloQuick rapidly cools the colostrum. This way, the dairy producer always has a sufficient amount of the highest quality colostrum on hand. When a calf is born, a 4-quart portion of colostrum is heated up to the optimal temperature in the unique coloQuick water bath in only 20 minutes, while preserving all the important antibodies. This way, we ensure that all calves are provided with the ideal quantity of antibodies. coloQuick, the perfect start in life for every calf.